All right, YouTube. This Detroit's HPTV coming to you out of Detroit. I was hesitant about making this video after the guilty verdict. What happened with O Block, because all the way leading up to the trial, I was saying, could they get a fair trial? Because they had so many haters painting a narrative that wasn't real, like it wasn't real. Like, that's their Chicago politic, but they didn't handle that well because that was supposed to be handled in the street. You know what I mean? And I know the cops had to do their job, but so many people participated in the prosecution of these guys because they just was haters. Seemed like to me they was haters. They was hating on Lil Durk. They was hating on Von, whatever. People didn't have. If you like the music, you like the music. You didn't have no invested interest in who ran Chicago. You know what I mean? But when you look at and you see what happened, you got to speak on it. Like, why y'all turn so police? Why did everybody turn so police? It was all fun and games just a week ago. I've been reporting on the story, and you know, I know names like T. Roy, Big A, J Money. It's a lot of brothers from O Block that lost their form. O.D. Perry. So did they really get justice, or did they just hate on the winners? Oh, I got my Lions hat again on. They've been winning too. If they keep winning, I'm gonna give me a Lions ski mask just in case they lose. Oh, my reaction is the hood educated. He's out of Minnesota. Minnesota. And other guy that be reporting on a lot on Chicago, AK-47 out of Cleveland. This the Midwest. Uh Cleveland and Minnesota. Y'all doing too much police shit. For real though. For real. Y'all doing too much police shit on the internet. Oh. This is for fair use in the 1976 Copyright Act for commentary and educational purposes on urban development.
If you hood educated, I'm glad you've made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
They're done. The whole crew. O Block and everything of it is done. They
This Mama Duck, worst mama in ghetto history. She make the mamas on good time roll over in their grave. Cause she was Mar Barker, the gang mama. She was Mar Barker. Y'all probably too young to know who Mar Barker is, but she was Mar Barker. And them boys on 63rd, that was GDs. They was her clique. Man, her story get deep. Don't let me get started. But let's watch.
ass is done. I could never want another mother to feel like I could never want another mother to feel like this. to see their child shot down in the street like a dog. And laughed. Okay.
Her son Brick and Duck sent Terry Berry TB and can't get right on a mission. See, like a lot of y'all don't know. If you're from Chicago, what I just said, you know I know what I'm talking about. All this is fake. All this is fake. All this is fake. Brick and Duck was sending them boys on missions for sure. They was throwing rocks and hiding their hands in the Midwest, and they underestimated the underdog. Now this is Mama Duck. I don't know why she keep coming out of there. Let's see some more.
Y'all don't want to know what I've been through. Y'all don't want to. From the family mad at me trying to fight me. So these motherfuckers see they smug ass come out. They still breathing. Duck dead. One of the little girls had to walk behind us and say, he ain't never coming back though. What? 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 So y'all think that shit was gonna happen the way it happened and a motherfucker was gonna get away with it? Y'all don't think that boy anointed? So what y'all think?
Now they talking that police shit, and now they talking about he anointed. Look where it's going. But if you know the story and you know, this is the bad case of when when you get what you got coming, people be saying, "Oh, he didn't deserve it." You know what I mean? With an average brother like me, anything happen to me, they gonna say I deserve it. What? Asteroid can hit the planet, they say I deserve it. Let's look at
What
this.
y'all think finna happen next? The way they threw them people up under that bus. The way they mixing Lil Durk name and made them mix. Baby, you better fucking know it.
She the leader of 63rd. So you can see why they ended up in court and why they lost the war. She is the leader of 63rd. And she's threatening to tell even more. I don't know, maybe it's just a clout chase. I don't know. It may be just a clout chase because she can't be serious.
Well, you better know it.
Her son was Dennis the
They
Menace.
threw a FBT duck death party. Okay?
And
Make you laugh, gonna make your ass cry. Oh yeah, and I want to see y'all tonight at my house. We popping bottles, we celebrating, we having a justice served party.
hey, 63rd. Y'all celebrating the ops going to jail? You gotta be kidding me. Y'all having we sent the ops to jail party. It don't look good. Let's continue.
For Duck tonight. And y'all better pop out if it's just for a second.
Cold-blooded demonstration. All six of them boys guilty. Cold. Now, here it is, right? We already know that they offered them boys 50 years. 50. So we got to understand that anything that they receive, anything that they receive,
I remember the first time when I went to Boston, Massachusetts, and because of my accent, they thought I was from the South. And I had to tell them, no, I'm from Detroit. but they thought I was from the South because of my accent. It was different, and they got a New England accent. I know this nigga from Minnesota, but this nigga sound country slow as hell. This nigga sound like somebody on Petticoat Junction, like somebody at the cowboy movies and shit. Listen to him.
It's going to be 50 or better. And 9 times out of 10, being that they took the United States federal government to trial and lost, all of us who has been a part of that criminal judicial system, we know what that means. Whenever you take these people to trial and you lose, ain't no sympathy. None. Ain't no leniency. None. They're going to give you the maximum sentence that the law allows them to give you. And in this case, with the O Block 6, the maximum penalty is life in the penitentiary.
That's some hating ass shit. Ain't like they pop no civilian, the mail lady, somebody who's going to catch the bus at work. You know what I mean? This shit is very disingenuous. Excuse my language, but it's very disingenuous. I wasn't even gonna make a video on it, but I said yeah, because the haters is trying to celebrate and they need some pushback for real. But they hating. They hating on niggas that's going to jail.
These are young men. Young. They possibly could have, took that 50-year plea and probably got out around 60 something, 70 something. And
Did you hear this whole ass nigga? You know he a country bumping ass nigga. Who gonna take a 50-year plea? I'm gonna rewind this shit. He said, take, you plead guilty, we'll give you 50 years. No, this nigga is slave. I'm gonna play that back. No, he didn't say that. He got his hand already like he finna pray.
part of that criminal judicial system, we know what that means. Whenever you take these people to trial and you lose, ain't no sympathy. None. Ain't no leniency. None.
This nigga sound like a true coward. Who is a real nigga that be going through some shit like that, be going in there expecting that. You go in there, bitch, like, oh, excuse my language. You go in there expecting to be punished. So the least you could do is take your punishment like a man with some respect and dignity and be obstinate to it. I wish I would be interrogated, be big and clean for my life. That's the weakest shit ever. That's what he talking about. He finna tell these niggas to take a cop to 50 years. Watch what he say.
They're going to give you the maximum sentence that the law allows them to give you. And in this case, with the O Block 6, the maximum penalty is life in the penitentiary. These are young men. Young. They possibly could have, took that 50-year plea and probably got out around 60 something, 70 something, and still would have had some life left. That's a hard pill to swallow. Right? So that's a hard pill so I understand that. But at the same time, now they finna kill him. And I'm not talking about the lethal injection. I'm not talking about the electric chair, none of that type of stuff.
He talking about the
They finna kill them by sitting them in a penitentiary in that small cell for the rest of their life.
Mind you, they have not even been sentenced yet. Think about that. Listen to his diatribe, his speech, his sentiment. They ain't even been sentenced yet. And he done doomed them to be threw away forever. And these is young people. Our young people. You know what I mean? They want to make them seem like they some type of monsters. If you know this story, you know this story. I'm disappointed in the losers. And the losers, y'all thought it was all good a week ago. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. In for a penny, in for a pound. Y'all ain't had no daddies over there. Y'all was that mama duck running that shit. And that's why y'all look like goofies.
They finna kill them slowly, mentally, emotionally. Because you gotta understand something.
Look at this hating ass nigga. Talking they finna kill him spiritually, emotionally. How? He a hater. I'm telling you, this is why I had to do this video because I knew the haters was gonna be coming out.
Y'all, for those of you who have never been in a penitentiary or prison before and did some real time, it takes something about you. You know, you gotta change your whole way of thinking. Because if you don't change your thinking when you go into prison, you're gonna go crazy. You have to actually forget about the outside world. You have to, yeah. You calling and seeing what's going on and stuff like that. But as far as
Oh, he's still institutionalized and think like a robot. That's where he coming from. Let's continue.
thinking about freedom, when you got that much time, you can't thinking about freedom will run you crazy because it's something that you want, you can't attain. So they finna go through all that for the rest of their lives. No.
He is not they damn judge. Are y'all following me? Listening to what he is saying. These is like 5 young black males caught up in that Chicago cultural lifestyle. Is gang, but they still people kids. I've been caught up like that as a young person, but I was able to get out and become a grandfather and a parent. You want them to die? Their brains ain't even fully developed yet. Ain't nobody raised them right like that for y'all to be talking like that. These motherfuckers are hypocrites. Some hypocrites, for real. Listen to this slave ass Negro.
Like my boy King AK-47 say, you might be about that life,
down in Memphis.
but life ain't about that. Yeah, you might be about ripping and running them streets, selling all the dope in the world, gunslinging, shooting, killing, robbing, stealing. You might be about
Him and this nigga AK-47. AK-47 is allegedly, per Hassan Campbell, telling on the niggas in Memphis with the young Dolph Yo Gotti situation. And he up here telling on O-Block on YouTube. For real, pay attention. They telling and hating. This is crazy. Got exposed.
All that. But when you get in prison and you sitting in that small cell and you looking around, you come to realize that life ain't about that. Now you start thinking about your children. Now you start thinking about your wife or your girlfriend, your mother, your father, your cousins. Now you start thinking about all the things that you neglected when you was out there ripping and running them streets. Yeah, all that starts to come to play. Then you start to realize I wasted my goddamn life fucking around.
He sure wishing bad on these boys. He sure wishing bad on these boys. Mind you, I'm telling you again, they have not even been sentenced.
Around with these fools. That's what you start to realize. And that's a tough pill to swallow because it fuck with you up here and it hit you right here. Y'all got to excuse my language, but I just got to give it to you raw in this demonstration because I need the youngsters to understand something.
If
I
you a
need the
hater,
youngsters to
they gonna
look
get
at this
that off the
video
rip.
and look at what's happening and hopefully learn from this.
Listen, I know in my analytics, most of the people that subscribe and watch me is between like 25 and 42. Ain't no, he said he want the youngsters to listen to him. If they listen to him, they're gonna see he's a bona fide hater. For sure. They ain't even been sentenced yet.
Demonstration. Why? Because if you out there gang banging and you doing the thing that these brothers here was doing, you are not exempt from what happened to them. Yes, you are not exempt from that. It can happen to you. If not, it could be worse. You can be dead in the ground. You see what I'm saying? So allow me to say this right here, y'all.
Hold on. I'm from Detroit. This is a Midwest road. This is a Midwest road. If you come clap my brother or my main man, then you know I get to clap who I can clap, who I can catch. Ain't nobody telling that, no harm, no foul. If you cross the line and that's what we doing, they're not playing fair. If you don't know, you gotta look deeper into this story. They're trying to now they want to crucify these young guys. Man, they responded. They just won. And the haters is trying to shape the narrative. Like him. He finna tell them what they got coming some more.
This is a bad day and a good day. And let me explain to you why. Mama Duck has received her justice. She's happy. Like any other mother.
No, nigga. She was Ma Barker. She was a willing participant. She was cracking the three. She's breaking the three, harboring ops, all that. She was getting aid and comfort to the enemy, man. That's treason. Let's continue.
Should be happy. But those 6 brothers that's finna go spend the rest of their life in the penitentiary, they families is crying because they know it's over.
Why that nigga keep acting like he the judge, talking about they finna get life? The judge can get him 10 years, 15 years. He can look at all kind of mitigating circumstances with this shit. He's saying they should get life. They like 25, 24, 26. These is young guys that grew up in that culture. And these buzzers trying to throw them under the bus for clickbait. I don't know what kind of thumbnail I'm going to use on this video.
They families are heartbroken because they know it's over. They families is going through mental problems right now because they know that it's over. But we got to understand what got us here. The death of FBG Duck brought us here. Therefore, we got to take it all in. We got to look at the big picture.
Let me correct this lane. If any of my people in Chicago like to share this video, it ain't FBG Duck that got us here. It started with Odie Perry. They got it hit. They got it hit. Started with Odie Perry and T-Roy and a whole lot of other people.
And we got to understand the hurt that FBG Duck Mama went through. Initially, her son was killed. And it was videotaped live for the world to see. It was videotaped live for.
Do this every morning to clear stuck mucus from lungs and breathe easy all day long. Short or weak breathing is easy to blame on the lungs.
For her to see. Can you imagine that? No, you can't. You don't want to imagine that. You don't want to see your son or your daughter laying on the ground trying to get some life back into them. But life is slowly leaving them, and you can see it. You don't want to.
Enough of this. Enough of this guy's hate. They condemning them like when I made my other videos before they got found guilty. I was wondering, could they even get a fair trial? If you look at my other videos, I made a video before the guilty verdict. I said because of the sentiment and how they trying to play it with them, could they even get a fair trial? Because the media was being swayed, and it's just like is it justice? And people say they crashed out, and people say they slow, but not really. Because as a real man, and you be talking to another man and you say it's up in its own sight, don't be talking about nobody went silly or went stupid if they tell you it's up in its own sight. That's what that means. That's what that means. Wherever we at is going down. It's done got to that point. It's not a crash out. It's not a coward way out. A coward dies 1,000 times. A soldier dies but once. Remember Pac told you that? Peace. I Detroit. Keep your head on the swivel. Like, share, and subscribe.